They're at it again, guys. Experian and Equifax has just recently been sued by the CFPB for what? Conducting sham investigations and not properly following through with your disputes. Not only that, guys, in this video, I'm going to share more in detail information about these investigations as well as the lawsuits, but more importantly, how you could benefit and actually get some money out of this situation. So let's not wait any further and let's get straight into the video.
This conversation about building up your blueprint. It's time to take it, cause time is wasted. Go grind and chase it, don't lose it. This generation need integration with information to move with. An inclination that is abiding in entertaining improvement.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Man, I am super excited today because there's nothing better than talking about money, right? And in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys on how you'll be able to go ahead and benefit from a recent lawsuit from the CFPB, guys. Now, some big news going on in the credit world. I mean, this actually happened a few weeks ago, and I was debating whether I wanted to go ahead and release this video or not, knowing that a lot of people count on me to keep them up to date on the latest trends and what's going on when it comes to personal finance and credit. I went ahead and relented and said, let me go ahead and drop a video on this because a lot of people have been asking me, man, what's going on with this lawsuit? And, what is the next steps? What can we expect from it? So chill, guys. I got you. All right. So the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, guys, is taking legal action against two of the biggest credit reporting agencies out there, Experian as well as Equifax. This isn't just no small piece of news here, guys, because not only based on the substance of these lawsuits here by the CFPB, more importantly, this is going to be a way for, number one, guys, to be able to start prevailing over your disputes if you're struggling with credit repair, which we're going to talk about today. And also, more importantly, this is going to be a way for you to be able to actually get compensated as well, too. So this is all about protecting you and your financial future. Let's go ahead and get into this, guys. All right, let's start off with Experian, which let me go ahead and share my screen here, and we're going to go straight into it. As you guys can see, the CFPB back on the 7th of January went ahead and sued Experian for quote unquote sham investigations of credit reports. This is directly from the CFPB's website. Guys, it's pretty straight to the point, right? And what B is alleging, two main arguments here that they're asserting. Number one, that Experian is conducting sham investigations that fail to properly address consumer disputes. I mean, if anybody has dealt with Experian, definitely know there is some truth behind this, right? As Experian, they are notorious alongside of the other credit bureaus are not just taking the right protocols and following their procedures under the Fair Credit Reporting Act when it comes to having things removed off of your credit report that shouldn't be there, right? And as you can see here, what the CFPB is alleging in this lawsuit, that Experian, when handling disputes, uses faulty intake procedures, which, as you may not be aware, the credit reporting agencies use a mechanism called 𝗥𝗲𝗀 when it comes to when you send your disputes into them. They use a mechanism called 𝗥𝗲𝗀, which is just an automated machine that go ahead and reads your dispute letters and it spits out some code disposing of the dispute letter, whether it's, they want to go ahead and summarily deny the dispute without conducting an investigation, or they want to take it to the next steps. But obviously, there's what the CFPB is alleging is that the intake procedures of 𝗥𝗲𝗀 and currently of Experian is completely faulty, and it does not accurately convey all relevant information about disputes to the original furniture. Also, as you can further see, guys, Experian routinely and uncritically accepts the original furniture's response to the dispute information, even when the response was improbable or illogical on its face. So for the CFPB, which is part of the federal government, to allege this, they must obviously have a large amount of evidence to come to this conclusion, right, guys? So they're basically saying Experian, they're just summarily denying you guys dispute. I mean, not following protocol, not doing the 30-day investigation, just, hey, We don't care about your disputes. That's it, right? And on the second argument here, as you can see, the CFPB is also saying that the Experian is improperly reasserting inaccurate information on consumer reports. So not pouring more salt on the wound, guys. Not only Experian is not following through on the initial steps and following the right procedure and protocols, but they also, putting back incorrect information on individuals' credit reports. Man, this right here is a severe violation. Obviously, as you can see, has compelled the CFPB to take action and sue Experian for what they got going on here, right? And not only that, let's talk about Equifax, all right? Equifax, which, man, I don't know what they got going on, but Equifax, they need to get their together, because Equifax, several days after, a week and a half after, right? Because Experian was on the 7th, on the 17th, you can see Equifax have been ordered to pay $15 million for the same violations. Same violation, guys. If you go into the three arguments that the CFPB is arguing about, as you can see, it says Equifax is failing to thoroughly investigate consumer disputes. The process for submitting dispute limits the ability of consumers to fully and accurately describe their disputes, which Equifax, like TransUnion and Experian, uses the same eOscar system. I wouldn't be surprised if TransUnion in some time down the road ends up getting, a knock on its door from the CFPB as well too, right? Number two, putting previously deleted errors back on credit reports and failing to block identity theft related information, which that right there it really says a lot about Equifax, especially Equifax. You think they would put in a lot more procedures and take a lot more due diligence on this type of argument, right? Especially based back on 2017, when Equifax had the data breach that affected nearly 154 million people, and they was hit with a $700 million settlement, which a lot of people are still being impacted till this day. So identity theft is a severe problem that's occurring right now, and to see that Equifax is still not taking the right steps to be able to protect individuals and redress this situation shows a lack of, shows a huge indifference in their part when it comes to making sure credit reports are accurate, right? And also, is sharing inaccurate credit scores and data about consumers with lenders. Guys, this is very significant here, as you've seen directly with your own two eyes. The CFPB has gone after two out of the big three credit bureaus, and this right here is very, very major. Think about it. These are the companies that pretty much hold the keys to your financial future, right? Credit is the most important financial tool you will possess in this country. And as you can see, they're being accused of cutting corners and failing to protect us when it comes to these things, right? To me, this is a very, very big problem that I hope that not only the new incoming administration takes a look at, but they really go ahead, take steps to improve on this, because this is impacting millions and millions of people, especially people with subprime credit, when it comes to loans, employment, auto, being able to get transportation, being able to go ahead and rent an apartment, being able to go ahead and just get into generational wealth and unlock financial freedom. This is all based upon your credit. And to hear that two out of the three big credit reporting agencies doing this, man, it really is a devastating situation. All right. So this all boils down to, guys, what this means to you, right? Because this is the best time you should, number one, know your rights when it comes to your credit, but also how to be able to leverage these two lawsuits to your advantage. All right. So first of all, I want to highlight a couple things before we go ahead and go on how you could be able to leverage this. Number one, knowing the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which it requires credit bureaus to investigate disputes and ensure accuracy of the information that they're reporting, which ultimately they have not been following this law, which has compelled the CFPB to go ahead and move forward with these lawsuits. But as you guys can see, hey, it doesn't happen. So that's where we are right now with these two lawsuits. First, number one, how can you protect yourself, guys? I want you guys to follow these three critical steps that will go ahead and set you up to be able to leverage these lawsuits. Number one, you need to check your credit report regularly. All right. Now, you could check your credit report absolutely free on a weekly basis by going on annualcreditreport.com, which is a government approved website built by the three credit reporting agencies to give you free access to your credit report once per week if necessary. Now, you won't have access to your scores, you only your credit report, but as of now, you don't really want to focus on the scores as, again, based upon the context of what we're discussing, we want to go ahead and argue the information that's on our credit report. Okay. Now, once you have your credit report, the second step you want to do is dispute any errors immediately. So, how you would, of course, do that? Once you got a copy of your credit report, you want to identify any errors that you noticed on your credit report. And this could be in your personal information section, any accounts that's being reported on your credit report that shouldn't be there or that's reported inaccurately, and also anything such as any personal information or inquiries. Okay, if you find any inquiries, go ahead and document them and set up your dispute letters to the credit bureaus immediately. All right, and number three, which is of course what we're going to get into right now, is holding them accountable. Which, if your disputes, if it's not being handled properly in the context of the lawsuits that we've just mentioned here, you can actually file this complaint directly with the CFPB, which I encourage you. I'm probably going to drop a video showing you how to go ahead and submit your dispute on the CFPB's website. But first step before you do so, once you identify the inaccuracies on your credit report, is first dispute it directly with the credit bureaus. Okay, first with the credit bureaus, and if you feel like that the response that they have given is not satisfactory or is within the lines of this lawsuit here, then go ahead and file the dispute directly with the CFPB. All right. Now, this CFPB action, guys, is actually a great wake-up call, because if we go back into the CFPB's argument here, as you can see, if you scroll down to the enforcement action, it clearly shows here that the CFPB, as you can see right here, there we go. All right. CFPB's lawsuit seeks to stop the company's unlawful conduct, to provide redress for harmed consumers, and the imposition of a civil money penalty, which would be paid into the CFPB's Victim Relief Fund, which is a victim relief fund is a fund that the CFPB has set up for consumers who have been impacted by any agencies like the credit bureaus here, where if you've been impacted, you are actually entitled to receiving compensation, guys. So yes, now of course this lawsuit is not settled yet, so we would have to wait and see what is going to be the ultimate settlement for the Experian. Equifax is $15 million right now, so that amount is going to, a certain portion of that amount is going to be set aside for the Victims Relief Fund. Once the Experian lawsuit is completed, then the CFPB is going to set aside a certain amount to place in that fund. So if you're, having items on your credit report and you've identified items that's in violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and you dispute it with the credit bureaus and they don't take it off your credit report, or they're still putting stall taxes and it's causing you harm, file a complaint with the CFPB. File a complaint alleging the same arguments that's on the lawsuit, and watch how you could be able to go ahead and receive thousands of dollars from the credit reporting agency. Well, thousands of dollars from the CFPB, from this Victim Relief Fund, in regards to the arguments that's being said here, guys. Okay, so, this is a wake-up call. This is not just for the credit bureaus, but this is basically for all of us. Okay, it's a reminder, guys, to stay vigilant, stay proactive, and everything like that when it comes to your credit. There's no more important financial tool you will possess in this country than your credit, right? So staying on top of news like this. Of course, if there's any more updates or if there's any more developments that occurs in regards to this, I'm going to go ahead and keep you guys up to date. Follow me on social media, as I'm regularly on Instagram as well as Facebook. I'm up to date, but YouTube community, I got you guys. Don't worry. All right. But one thing for sure, what we're not going to do, we're not going to let these companies play with us. We're not going to go ahead and let them keep us in the rat race. And more important, we're going to start holding them absolutely accountable. But thanks for tuning in. Let me know, guys, what are your thoughts about these lawsuits? You don't have to take any action when it comes to receiving any monetary payment, guys. Just follow the steps that I outlined in this video. If you want me to drop a video on how to file a complaint with the CFPB in regards to this lawsuit, drop it in the comments and I will go ahead and take care of that for you guys. All right. Well, you got a lot of great value. Do me a huge favor. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. This is 2025. We're trying to escalate the numbers in our channel here. Also, as you can see, we just put together a new studio, so be aware for more dope content, more consistent content from us on a weekly basis. I have a lot of things in store for you guys, so I hope you're super excited that we got going on for this year for you. Also, hit the bell notification so you kept up to date whenever we drop dope videos like this. And listen, I'm not asking for any monetary benefit, guys. If anybody, from YouTube purporting to be us asking you for any money, that is not us. We will never ask for any money from anyone. The only thing we would ask is just give us a like button. Just hit the like button, hit the thumbs up. Only virtual currency, absolutely free. 2 seconds of your time does a world of difference for us in producing great content like this. Thanks for tapping in. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Stay safe, stay dangerous out there when it comes to your credit. And as always, I'm going to catch you guys on the flip side. All right, take care. Peace.
This conversation about building up your blueprint. It's time to take it cause time is wasted. Go grind and chase it, don't lose it. This generation need integration with information to move with. An inclination that is abiding in entertaining improvement. Yep, 𝗥𝗲𝗹 with blueprint. This guests are exclusive. Get on and tune in and then learn some new tips about credit, finance, investment. A nice chance to get rich and buy land. Flip it, quick 9 bands. Learn all the skills from Wes, he did it. Learn how to build successful business. Run up a mill and get the digits. Run up a mill. Look, safe place where guests are speaking. Based off financial freedom. All facts, no cap, believe it. Podcast, you have to see it.